Hello and welcome to week 1. These course texts will introduce you to an in-depth analysis of disasters based on an all hazards approach. A hazard is defined as a danger or risk classified as either natural or man-made. What constitutes a hazard based on geographic location? Here are some highlights from this week. We're going to analyze various types of disasters, hazards, and civil conflict hazards. We're going to look at natural, human-made, and technological disasters, as well as some meteorological, hydrological, and geological disasters. Civil conflict, hazards, mass shootings, riots, terrorism, and war will also be discussed. We're going to differentiate between a hazard and a disaster, evaluate some of the criterion for both, and then we'll explain, based on your research, how a disaster affects the area involved. Our week 1 objectives and kind of our guide map for this course will be looking at analyzing the various types of disasters, analyzing the 4 elements of emergency management, mitigation, preparedness, response, and recovery. We'll differentiate between a hazard and a disaster. We will demonstrate a learning competence for the role of local, state, and federal governments in emergency and public health management. We will explain, based on your research, how a disaster affects the area involved. Also, developing techniques in order to conduct an all hazards approach for a hazard vulnerability assessment, or an HVA. We'll also differentiate between the public and private sectors. We will differentiate between the public and private sectors in our discussions. And furthermore, we'll understand the roles of the local, state, federal, tribal, and county governments as they play different roles within each of the disasters. We will explain the roles of the nonprofit sector and their roles that they have in emergency. Furthermore, we'll take a look at the demonstration of leadership and communication skills, how within a team environment and a team concept, in order to investigate certain areas and research and present analysis for certain case studies. We'll determine the number of killed and injured in a disaster, what measures were taken prior to terms of life safety, incident stabilization, and preservation of property. And this will encompass week number 1 for this course.